Yo, what up, guys? It is me, MoonGalXD, also known as Jiro's bitch, because, let's be honest, Jiro's hot and sweet as hell. I will be reading a story, more like a fan fiction. I deeply apologize if the audio is horrible. I am terrible at that sort of stuff. The book I will be reading is called Stability, a Katsuki Bakugo X Listener. Your name is Yin Yaga? You're pretty much All Might's daughter. Your height is whatever height you want. And your quirk is pretty much like Scarlet Witch. You have telekinesis, which can lift objects or lift things that can cause... What? Oh. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna read this word for word because I'm horrible at that. She can levitate objects or living things, and she can cause harm to them by squishing or condensing them. So. And then there's Purple Aura. She has a purple energy orbs that gives off a neon-like aura. They cause novas and destroy things with the blast. Aura manipulation. She can manipulate her aura to make different shapes and etc. She can also manipulate it around her legs, make her faster, or her fist to make her punches stronger. Although it takes a great amount of concentration, and if she doesn't find a way to let the energy out, it could probably blow her up. She has another quirk, but you'll have to keep listening to find out what it is. Alright. One moment. This is the prologue. I don't know if I said that right, because I'm just woke up and I'm dumb as fuck. People say that certain types of quirks are fit for villains, while other quirks are fit for heroes. If we're being honest, though, that's a load of bullshit. It doesn't matter what type of quirk someone has, it's how they use that quirk to better society. Most won't understand that, though. If a quirk is overpowered or scary, they look at it at the bad it could cause, not the good it could aid. People with that mindset are the reason why society fails us. They're always looking at the glass half empty. It's pitiful, honestly. I've always been looking down on and feared because of my quirk. They fear the power I hold, or at least I show. It's sad because they have no idea just how much more power I have. I've always been judged. The world has always turned their back on me. I've always been a Disney fan. What? Sorry? Disney fanatic. Oh my gosh. I've always been a Disney fanatic, and I've lived my life by a specific quote from The Lion King. When the world turns their back on you, you turn your back on the world. So I have. Well, mostly at least. You can only put up a rash exterior for so long when you want to become a hero. People have always told me I'd never become a hero, whether their reasoning be because my quirk is scary or because I'm a girl. I pay them no mind, but one thing I love is proving people wrong. So that's just what I'll do. I will become a hero. One of the greatest that's ever lived, greater than my father himself, All Might. Oh, there we go, it just clicked. Okay, sorry. One of the greatest that's ever lived, greater than All Might. Fuck. Excuse me, like I said, I am tired as hell. So sorry. I will become a hero. One of the greatest that's ever lived, greater than my father himself, All Might. No matter how much I hate hate. No matter how much No matter how much hate I get from people, my dad has always been by my side. He's been there for as long as I can remember. Honestly, I will always be there. I will always and forever be grateful for him. Who knew the world's greatest hero would be the world's greatest dad? No one did. Except for me and a few others, of course. My dad never wanted it to be publicly known he has a daughter. Not only because he didn't want me to be a target for villains, but also because I wanted to be known as a hero, not just as the daughter of All Might. But they say every secret must come to light. I was on my way back home after a long day of class. Me and my childhood best friend, Hitoshi Shinso, were walking down the street in... I don't remember what city that is, but it's a city. So, Yin, what school are you planning on joining? I was kicking a few rocks as we walked down a busy walkway with my usual stoic expression. I think I'm joining UA. Yeah, I think I am too. He responds as we pass a few hero agencies, buildings, adding... Oh, that's one word, fuck. He responds as we pass a few hero agency buildings, adding, Dad put in a recommendation for me to join the hero course. I sighed. So did my dad. I told him not to, though. I want to get in on my own damn accord. I grumbled, kicking a rock and hitting a pole. My father had the tiresome habit of making me follow in his footsteps, and when we talked about hero schools over dinner, he insisted I attend UA, as he had spent his high school years there. He was also adamant that I get in through his name. What? Oh God. Sorry about that, people. He was also adamant that I get in through his name as Illumini? It looks like aluminum. What the fudge buckets? You know what? Never mind. I'm not. No. My sleep-deprived brain is not reading that. Hey, chill. You'll get the chance to prove yourself. You and I both know he did it because he cares about you. I know they're true, and the purple-haired boy's word, but I'm stubborn. Yeah, I know, Toshi. But I don't need anyone's shitty help to achieve my dream. I would have gotten in just fine on my own. Just want to show these morons I have what it takes, you know? The morons I was referring to were the countless people who have laughed at me for my hopeless dreams. I have mentioned that I hate people, right? Honestly, girl, me too. I hate society. I hate people. That's probably why I'm introverted. Anyways, back to the thing. Honestly, I know what you mean. I told my dad the same thing, but he told me I have plenty of time to prove myself during the school year. Uncle Zawa has always been like that. The caterpillar is the bland ban of my fucking existence, too. I scull a nearby drain as the rock I had been kicking fell into it. Yeah, well, maybe if you'd stop walking him up from his waking, oh my god. Yeah, well, maybe if you stopped waking him up from his naps, he wouldn't be so hard on you in training. I look up at him and a deadpan expression lining my face. You and I both know that's not true. He shook his head in amusement. Suddenly, we heard a commotion coming from an alleyway we just walked past. We stopped dead in our tracks and looked at each other. He gave me a look. I knew exactly what he was going to say, but when have I ever listened to him? I ran past him and I heard him tell me to stop. Why is she so stubborn? He huffed, following after me. When I got in the alleyway, I saw this goop-looking thing ingesting someone. I couldn't identify. Something I couldn't identify. It looked like something had just crawled out of the sewers. What the fuck? I shuddered in disgust. It rose from the ground. Oh, snack, you look delicious, it said with a voice that made me want to throw up. It said with a voice that made me want to throw up the granola bar I had for lunch. I turned my face in disgust as it... What? Oh, I turned my face up in disgust as it had a nasty stench to it. Onions and pickles? No, thank you. I then heard Toshi come from behind me. I assume you finally caught up. Yin, we need to get out of here now, he demanded through gritted teeth. First off, don't tell me what to do. Secondly, I think I can handle this piece of ugly-ass slime. I smirked. He sent me a warning glare. Yin. All of a sudden, the slime bitch lunged forwards and reached out to me. He fell short, though, when he fell through the sewer hole. I stepped forward on the sewer plate, looked down. Looks like he miscalculated. What a fucking loser. He was a loser, if he couldn't look where he was going. And he calls himself a villain? Time to get a new career path, buddy. Hitoshi turned to walk out of the alley. Good, now let's get going before... He looked back to see I was gone. After a moment of silence, he facepalmed. Oh my god. I was being sucked through the sewers. It was pitch black, so I couldn't see to fight back. It smelled bad. Before my eyes were watering now. What? It smelled bad before. My eyes were watering now. I struggled to hold my lunch down. Bearing in mind, I was not panicking. I was just worried? For Toshi, of course. Poor chum must be worried sick about me. All of a sudden, I saw a burst of light and realized I was out of the sewers. I looked around and there were bright lights and loud horns. Confused for a second before my stomach dropped. I was in the middle of an intersection. The cars had stopped and a few crashed, trying to avoid hitting me. I couldn't move. The slime bitch had me in his grasp, and it was pissing me off. My vision was hazy. The slime engulfed me. I heard an explosion to my left and heard police sirens surrounding the vicinity. Meanwhile, I couldn't breathe. I was helplessly trying to fight back. That's when I heard a boy's voice screaming, "Kachan." I couldn't turn my neck to look at who the owner of the voice was, seeing as I couldn't fucking move. This slimy loser better get the fuck off me. My mind was swirling in undeniable panic. I couldn't breathe, nor could I move. It was like being underwater. I felt my vision start to blur. I started giving into the darkness. Then, before I could fall unconscious, I heard a boom, and all of a sudden, I could breathe again. I fell to the floor in a heap, heaving for air like it was my last second on Earth. My vision was still hazy, but at least it was there. I look up to see the one and only All Might, aka my dad. I don't think he noticed me because he was still yelling at a boy who looked like a broccoli. Well, he had hair the color of broccoli and was rather punny looking. The broccoli boy walked behind the safety of the police straps tape line, only to get scolded by other heroes. My dad then freed the boy that looked like he was trapped like I was. Before I could identify him, the medics came and took him away. My dad was wearing his $1,000,000 smile and waving at a few civilians. I was behind him on the floor. I'm assuming he still didn't see I was there, though. I started coughing and sputtering due to the lack of oxygen I had a moment prior. I felt a few cuts and grazes on me as well. They stung, but it was nothing I could handle. My dad heard the coughing and turned around to his right. As soon as he saw me, his $1,000,000 smile fell and he rushed to me. "Yin, what are you doing here?" he exclaims rather loudly as well. "Gee, I don't know, Dad. I was walking my goldfish." My voice was hoarse and raspy as I rolled my eyes at the blonde hero. He ignored my response and continued. "Are you okay? You're not hurt, are you? Did the villain eat Hitoshi? Why must you always do this to me, daughter? Your father can only take so much." He carried me bridal style to a medic while trying to be gentle. Little did he know he was being broadcasted to the entirety of Japan. The fans and press all stood still in one spot, wide-eyed and mouths hung loose. He set me on the back of the ambulance and stepped back. I looked around confused as to why it got so quiet. Then it hit me. I looked back at my dad, wide-eyed, panic evident in my features. Confusion lined his features. Then he looked around and noticed the cameras. Oh no. "Oh my, is this your daughter?" The quiet atmosphere of shock quickly turned to chaos. News reporters and fans broke out into a fury of shouts. "What's her name? Who's her mother? Is she a hero in training? Is she the next All Might? What do we have to say about all your fans? What's her quirk? Are you single? Are you a single father?" They shouted. Oh my god. They all shouted over each other, stuffing mics into his face. Police had to hold them back because they were getting too close to the crime scene. My father looked over at me, his facial features softening in sympathy. I looked back at him. I was getting bandaged for my little cuts from the medic. I just shrugged and nodded. There was nothing we could do. What said was said. There There is no going back. And lying to the media would be worse. But damn, if it didn't irk me that everyone would know now, it would be public knowledge, meaning heavy weight of the so-called responsibility that comes with being a top hero's child will be as prominent as ever. He approached the press, signature smile ablaze. I will answer a few questions, but then I should be on my way. A hero's work is never done. All Might, is that your daughter? A news reporter asks. Yes, she is. Her name I shall not disclose, as it is her choice whether or not she wants to. It makes me warm inside that he's putting my feelings to consideration. Is she a hero in training? They ask. I think that it's for the better if you ask her when she is healed. It is not my place to disclose her information. I got lucky in the dad department. They were all screaming questions at him when I was done with my checkup. I bowed to the nurse and thanks and headed across the police tape to somehow find Hitoshi. When I got there, my dad's fans were screaming questions and were trying to reach me. Press was also screaming at me, and the noise was enough to send me in reels. I was standing beside Dad. The press and fans were right behind the police, just wanting to get out of there. I looked up at Dad, and then the press sighed heavily. Excuse me, I mumbled, trying to get past them. They continuously screamed at me until I had enough. Can you morons have the moral fucking decency to let me through, or am I gonna have to move your asses myself? They got quiet for a second until they shouted again. I narrowed my eyes. I narrowed my eyes. Putting my hands in front of me, I made a move to split the crowd in two, and my telekinesis did just that. They stared wide-eyed at me. Meanwhile, I just made my way through the cleared path and put my hand up in a wave while walking past. See you later, Dead Mite. With that, I took off down the streets in search of Hitoshi. I must have been searching 20 minutes when I found him leaning against the wall outside of the alley I got abducted from. I walked up to him and slapped him upside the head. Ow, what the hell was that for? My glare was fierce, so I watched him rub the back of his head. That was for not searching for me. Well, I knew a hero would save you, and I didn't know where he took you, so I informed a pro that I saw patrolling. Hitoshi is ever so practical one from both of us, but he still is an ass sometimes. After a while of waiting, we got to the train and sat down adjacent to a window. It was quiet until he spoke. I saw the news. Already? I was outraged at the speed of the news. They couldn't wait until I had gotten home. Yeah, it's everywhere again. I let out a jaded huff as I fisted my hair. I have no idea why. Anyways, it's not that bad. I hold my hair loose. My hold on my hair loosened a little as I mocked him with an exaggerated voice. Growing up, I would mock his voice when he pissed me off or said something dumb. I still do. Says you. You're not the one who got exposed as All Might's fucking daughter in a matter of seconds. My voice was full of rage that wasn't exactly directed to the boy beside me. I was just angry and he knew it. Patting my back, he frowned. Yeah, you're right. Then I heard the most annoying words I'd come to hate in a matter of 30 minutes. Hey, look, it's All Might's kid, a fucking moron shouted, alerting the whole train. I didn't want to be known for this. I didn't want to be known as the kid who got famous because of her father. Now everyone was filming me, asking questions. It wasn't just me who was uncomfortable, as I sensed Hitoshi shift in his seat over the weight of people's stares. I put my head on my fists and stared out the window, trying to ignore it. Then the loud questions didn't cease. I snapped. Okay, back off. Can't you losers see you're making us fucking uncomfortable? I'm not gonna answer your questions, so go to hell. They all looked taken aback, but luckily they got the hint. I didn't care if my rash words would taint my public image. Frankly, I was done with it all. I didn't want this, and people were putting unwarranted pressure on me. The rest of the ride home was quiet. We got off at our stop and walked down our neighborhood road. We got to Toshi's house, and I told him I'd see him tomorrow, before walking away in a grump. Then I got to our gate, punched in the code. Our house was a mansion. I mean, my dad is All Might, so it's fitting, I guess. I've never been one for fancy things, so it doesn't bother me, nor does it excite me. I walked down the driveway and around the fountain to the front door, and I went straight for my room to take a shower. I smelled disgusting because of that slime weirdo. After a long, satisfactory shower, I sat on my bed and took out my laptop. Scrolling through the internet, I saw headlines about me. The internet was reeling over me. All Might has a daughter. I mean, that's expected, I guess. Expecting the internet to know, like it's expected for a pig to fly. The gossip channels were all on the hot gossip, as they assumed it was some big scandal. I guess in a way it is. Most popular heroes in Japan has been hiding a daughter for 16 years, so you can understand the shock. But if they expect him to have a secret wife too, they'd be poorly mistaken. My mother died during childbirth, so I never knew her, and I never seen her, as Dad doesn't leave any pictures of her laying around. He doesn't like talking about her, and I don't bring her up because he frowns deeply when I do. I guess losing the love of your life at such a young age can do that to you, though. All Might's daughter has telekinesis quirk. Morons can't even get my quirk right. It isn't just telekinesis, but whatever. I closed my laptop and went downstairs to make some food. After lounging around, moping, avoiding the TV, and eating snacks, I heard the door unlock. I got up knowing exactly who it was. I went into the kitchen to see my dad, in a small form, eating a bar of chocolate. Hey, Dad. I love seeing my dad when he came home at night. He really was my anchor and my biggest inspiration. And every second I spent with him makes me feel happy. His smile was sad as he walked over to me, gave me a hug. Hey, Small Mite. I'm really sorry. Oh my god. I'm really sorry. I have no idea why he's sorry. He was worried and let the daughter word slip. It's not like it's his fault, and I don't blame him. I sighed reluctantly, breaking the hug. It wasn't your fault, Dad. What's done is done. We can't do anything now. I knew we couldn't hide it forever. I just didn't think it'd be out this soon. Neither did I. I'm here if you want to talk about it. I was fine. I didn't need him to reassure me. Deep down, I knew I could get through this. I shook my head. I'm okay. I don't know how things will change, but I just need time to adapt, I guess. We ate dinner at the dining table and talked about our week so far. My favorite time of the day is the evening when I get to see my dad and talk to him about my day. He was telling me that he's been put on a new case, so he'll be busy over the next 10 months. I sensed a waver in his voice as he spoke, but I brushed past it as my paranoia. I don't mind, honestly. His job isn't exactly easy, being the number one hero and all. I finished dinner and went to bed. Closing my eyes, I thought back to all the happy that happened today. Why is it the media's damn business anyways? They should all learn it's not their place to be poking around in other people's fucking business. Just because Dad's number one doesn't mean he can't have a damn private life. Oh my gosh, and that is the end of chapter 1. It is not the fact that I read slow, it is the fact that this entire chapter lasts. Oh, damn it. Fuck, I do read slow. Also, I don't usually read out loud, so I guess that has a play in the matter. Usually I'm just skimming over words, my brain, reads it. I don't know if that makes any sense. But, if I read, an entire paragraph, it takes under 30 seconds, I guess. So, yay, that's the first chapter. Oh my gosh, and that was only the prologue. Oh my god. The chapters are, I'm sure, just gonna get longer. Oh, never mind, they're not. I'm not reading that, though. That will be for next week. I will be back next week. And remember to like and subscribe. Joe's Bitch or Moon Galaxy signing out.